shores and woodlands of the north, it's history of copper mines and iron ore, the Great Lakes fishery. To the farmlands of the southern counties we'll look around, my friend, at all that waits the sportsmen in the state of Michigan. And sometimes when the moon brings out the diamonds in the snow, and the stillness of the forest lies encased in Arctic cold, the wind might whisper through the trees, listen if you can, it tells you all the beauty in the state of Michigan.
Hi there, come on in. We finally got a snowfall here in the Lower Peninsula, so Bob Garner could take us all rabbit hunting, which he'll do in just a moment. Joining the Beagles, we have the camera talents of John Ford and DNR photographer Dave Kenyon, along with renowned AKC Beagle breeder and trainer George Perman. He holds excellent Beagle training demonstrations at the outdoor fair. This feature makes you feel like you're in the woods. We have a great recipe for rabbit and part 3 of our Alaskan Caribou adventure. All this coming your way in just a moment, so you stay tuned. It's Thursday night, time for Michigan Outdoors. The Beagle, America's favorite dog in pursuit of cottontail rabbits, America's favorite small game animal. Rabbits are tasty and abundant nearly everywhere. We'll take a few for the table, but the real joy is in the hunt itself.
We got some brush piles right up on the edge here. Let's move over to these. I'm trying to hit the hot spots, George, and just kind of it's cool when they're here. There it goes, there it goes.
Rabbit hunters pass up a lot of shots because oftentimes the rabbit runs in a circle.
Okay. Yep, came right out of there just like that. Well, I'll let the dogs run. I'll call over a dog. Come on, Sally! Tally-ho, Sally! Come on, Sally! Yeah. She overran it. Sally! This dog will get it up here. This dog's gonna take it. Get him, George? All right. Good going. All right. Yeah, nice circle. Well, that's worth letting them run right there. That whole deal is worth letting them run. Nice shooting, George. Yeah, that was kind of a nice one.
Sure is. That's what you're after, huh? Yeah. That's what you're after, old lady. Huh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what you're after.
I'd have a squirrel out on a day like today. Nice thing about this gun, keep it out of your way, and it's a little safer jumping. Right there.
This rabbit dodged like a running back. The branch grabs at its leg like a linebacker. It breaks the tackle and off like Barry Sanders on a Sunday afternoon. It weaves to the left. Oops, there's a beagle. But this is what makes cottontail hunting such fun. And most of the time, the rabbit gets away.
Come on, girl. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yo, 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 yo. Here's one. Here's one. Here's one. Here's one. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. Get in there.
A 20-gauge shotgun is a common rabbit gun, but Bob Garner is using a Thompson Contender single-shot pistol with a .410 barrel, an extreme challenge. Looks like he shot behind it.
I swung behind it. Grab another one real quick. Right along the edge, right through there on the other side. Okay, just hang on. Just hang on, John, he'll be here. Keep rolling.
When beagles chase a rabbit, it's usually quite a distance ahead of the dogs. While they're double-checking the tracks, the rabbit has a chance to jump in a hole or lead them on a merry chase.
Okay, he's still quiet. There he comes. Here he's coming right. Can you see him? Sitting right there? See, there he is. He's sitting right there. Okay, now just be very quiet. See him sit up? He's listening for the dogs. He's coming right. There he is along the edge there. Maybe he'll turn here. Maybe not.
And here come the beagles, trailing far behind.
You finally got him, huh?
It's a dandy. It's a
Yeah.
nice one.
I missed this one
It's a nice
on
one.
the
There's a
on the
shot.
first trip through. I missed him. I waited a little too long and shot right in back of him, just like you do with a
Yeah,
pistol.
yeah.
Hey, you got a bundle of rabbits
Well,
today.
some of this area, of course, is starting to thaw, and a little bit of water, giving the dogs a little problem in there. And but
Yeah.
boy, they moved them right out there at the end, didn't you,
Yeah.
girl? Huh?
It's the enthusiasm of the rabbit hounds that give beaglers like George Perman so much enjoyment.
A little more humidity. Yeah, this is the ideal time of the day for hunting rabbits with the hounds.
You finished up with your limit yet?
No, working on it. Generally, one's my limit.
I know.
For dyed-in-the-wool rabbit hunters who love to hear their beagles baying on the trail, 1 or 2 rabbits is all they take in a day, enough for a meal that ranks tops with many families. Beagles and bunnies, that's what you call music in the woods.
Here's a 9-pound, 1-ounce sheep's head or freshwater drum caught by James Malson of Northville. Nice bluegill for Jim Pirtle of Munising, an Upper Peninsula bluegill. It weighed 1 pound, 2 ounces. Here's old friend Joe Taylor with a muskie, 35 pounds worth of muskie speared in Black Lake. Randy Perry of Vassar caught this 10-pound, 11-ounce walleye on the Saginaw River. David Peterson of Manistee took this 19-pound gobbler with a 9 1/8-inch beard in Menominee County. In a nice Lapeer County 10-pointer for Bill Zykowicz of Metamora, it had a 17.5-inch spread. Here's an opening day Chippewa County trophy for Gary Mann of Coopersville. It's a nice 9-pointer with an almost 22-inch spread. Tom LeBou's Jackson County 19-pointer had a 21-inch spread. Tom finally got it with a muzzleloader. I'll let Tom tell you why the word finally is important.
Well, I started out, I missed him November 5th with a bow, and I wasn't able to hunt in the exact spot during the gun season. I got after him during the muzzleloader season. I missed him on the 13th. He came out with 13 does and caught me by surprise. I was a running shot and I missed. And I sat the next night, which is a Friday night, and he didn't come out. And Saturday night, he come out about 5 o'clock with 2 other does and another buck, and one shot at about 80 yards, dropped him.
Wow, how long are these tines?
13.
13 inches. What a massive buck.
Yes, sir, a massive buck. A great story and a perfect ending to an exciting deer season. And let's not forget, it's our chance to make Tom LeBeau our Michigan Outdoors Big Buck Hunter of the Week.
What are the two basic differences between rabbits and hares at birth? Rabbits, such as cottontails, are altricial, born blind and naked. Hares, such as snowshoes and jackrabbits, are precocial, born with a full coat of hair and their eyes open. There are mountains and there are mountains. Flying into Caribou Camp over the Alaskan range west of Anchorage, all you can say is, these are mountains. Our base camp at Osprey Mountain Lodge, just east of Stony River, is a rustic lodge in a picturesque valley. But cameraman John Ford and I spent only an hour there after flying in. Our outfitter, Gary Pogany, wanted to hop us to a nearby mountain plateau where we'd be by ourselves for a few days, hopefully just ourselves, with lots of caribou. Our 10 by 12 tent is that white dot on the tundra. The wind gusted up to 70 miles an hour at times, but it couldn't huff and puff our house down.
Come on in, this is where we live.
This is a luxurious camp up here in the Alaskan wilderness. What we have, first of all, you notice this is a tent that has canvas, but on the inside of the canvas is plastic, thick mylar plastic here, which keeps us dry, totally protected. It's framed up, so it's rigid. It isn't going to blow over. The floor, I like the floor. Good, clean floor that we can sweep out of plywood. The bunks, here they are, made out of plywood and a foam mattress with sleeping bags on top of this and pillows which we brought. This, of course, this has two foam mattresses. This is where the boss sleeps right here, John. Two foam mattresses, and I have a down sleeping bag. And this could be another bunk if there were 3 hunters here, but we just keep our gear out here, guns and so on. Now this is my 44, which I was considering using on a caribou if they're within range, and it's loaded. You notice it's loaded. The reason I keep a loaded gun up here, John and I both know where it is, this is grizzly bear country. Lots of grizzly bears around here, brown bears and black bears. You can see up here the reinforcements on these rafters here on the ceiling. Most of these are reinforced because they were broken by a marauding, either a grizzly or a big brown bear that came up and actually tore this camp apart, probably looking for food. We do have lots of food here. It's the only place we can keep it. There's no trees to hoist it up into. Here's some canned goods and puddings. I mean, we have sardines, some great conveniences here, applesauce and so on. Of course, we hang all of our gear here to dry, our clothes, a few socks. And here's the rest of our stuff that the bears would just love to get into. Of course, our garbage. Keep it by the door, figuring, of course, the bear would come through the door. Probably wouldn't. It'd probably come through the side, but if it came through here, it could get into things that it would love, such as cookies, candy bars, meat. We have some ham, some sausage, canned goods here. Then we have our breads, soups, pots and pans, toilet paper for the outside facilities, which there's no point in even go looking at them. It doesn't even look like anything. And our gas stove, and this is it. This is where we live, and we have been living for 3 days and absolutely loving it. Oh, did we love it. Canned bacon, I used to wonder about it, but it took only 1 day to learn to love it. See that? Scrambled eggs never tasted better. Maybe because this was grizzly bear country and we weren't sure if the meal we were eating was going to be our last. We really weren't all that concerned, though. A high plateau like this isn't visited by grizzlies very often. It's a place that caribou cross over, though, as they feed. These 4 caribou, a group of mixed-aged bulls, were browsing 100 yards or so from the tent. Look at the size of that big white one on the right. Several times a day, caribou would cross that close to the tent, but there's something about hunting all day from the tent that isn't hunting in Alaska. So we usually saw these caribou when we were at the other end of the plateau. The windsock is on the higher plateau behind the tent. That's where the Piper Cub lands to drop us off and pick us up. And that's where John watched that big bull disappear over the ridge to the west. To us, this sight was real Alaskan drama on the tundra. It's late in the day, the sun casting shadows under the fast-moving clouds, and out of nowhere, a small bull caribou popped up from the valley. In easy range, but not big enough.
I wish that was a big one.
Can you see any other ones coming? He keeps looking back.
No, I don't see anything.
I scope out this little bull that continues walking right towards us, unaware that I'm sitting in the open. The antlers aren't large, but neither is the bull, and I really want a big one with lots of meat for the caribou fondue at our wild game dinner in April. To me, a good meat supply is a prime consideration. Now, how close is this bull going to get? Not any closer. About 70 or 80 yards, their eyes seem to focus in, then they'll turn away. Up to that point, they're oblivious if you sit still.
Oh, it's exciting.
You can walk if you want, but the best way I've found to hunt caribou is to pick a good location and glass the horizon.
Oh man, a bunch of bulls. Look at that herd. I can't believe that. Oh God, there's one huge one in there. One huge one. 2, 3, 5 huge. Holy cow, I can't even believe this. That's a whole herd of bulls. I wonder if I dare run over the hill. If I dare run over the hill to see where they went. Could you believe that?
That was unbelievable.
Those bulls?
Should we go check it out, or what do you want to do?
Let me go check it out, and I'll wave to you but they seem to be just traveling over there.
Okay.
But let me go see. Oh, man.
Now our hearts are pounding. It's the moment of truth.
Fred, on the left. 2 big bulls.
Karen Brewer sent in a delicious rabbit recipe called, appropriately, Rabbit Shake-Up. You start off with a platter of rabbit pieces cleaned up and trimmed, just like this one here. Notice that choice back piece. That's a lot of people's favorite part of the rabbit. Set this aside while you prepare the coating, which consists of Mrs. Dash, Lorry's seasoned salt, parsley, oregano, garlic powder, paprika, cornflake crumbs, or you can use just plain cornflakes, and oatmeal. And all of this goes into a food processor and is ground up very fine. You could use a blender here if you don't have a processor. Either method will do the job. The seasonings are similar to shake and bake, but because you make it yourself, it's much fresher. Now I'm going to use cornflake crumbs, so I'm going to wait and add those after the mixture has been ground up a little bit so it doesn't get real fine. Then I add the crumbs and give it just a whirl to blend everything together. To coat the pieces, use a bag for the dry ingredients. Just place the rabbit pieces a couple at a time so that you cover the pieces completely. There goes the back and the thigh. It doesn't take much effort here. The super thing about this recipe is how easy it is to make. In a matter of 8 minutes, you can do the whole thing and start on your other side dishes. Once all the pieces are coated, put the dish in a 400-degree oven for 30 minutes, then reduce to 350 for another 15 minutes. Now, if I know Bob, he doesn't need much encouragement to sink his teeth into this one.
It's a good reason to get the beagles out and go hunting. It looks like it's a fairly simple recipe that you can actually put it on and maybe go out and run the dogs a little bit and come back in.
Very
Good
similar
recipe.
to shake and bake, but I think it's the most flavorful shake and bake I've ever had. It's,
You know, the leg that I was working on here is a little bit tough.
yeah.
You know, but this back that you have over here, this white meat,
Oh,
and this
yeah,
is,
it
oh
can't be beat.
man, you don't mind if I just dig in?
I guess
in here,
not.
do you? Wow.
Excuse me for talking with my mouth full, but if by chance there was anything left over, I'll bet you this stuff would be good cold the next day too.
No, it won't be left over. Not Kathy's here. Not on her plate.
Hey, I'll do mine.
I'm in the Clean Plate Club here.
I'll do my part. Not only is this recipe delicious, it's easy to prepare.
Means this weekend should be a good one, so get outdoors if you can. It's a great place to be. See you next week. Next week on Michigan Outdoors, we accomplish our goal in Alaska, taking a big bull caribou that will be one of the featured dishes at our wild game dinner on April 7th. So I hope you join us for part 4 of the Alaskan series, along with all of our usual array of features, including a recipe for venison roll-ups. That's next week, right here on Public TV.
Could you believe that?
That was unbelievable.
Those bulls?